Hey guys, so today I have an unboxing for a prelude to Aeon Trespass Odyssey. So this is not really something you can buy, but it's kind of representative of something that's coming out here soon. Expect more coverage on the channel, a review of this, plus a details video on the Kickstarter itself. There'll be a link in the description below to the preview, and to a few of my videos I've already done on the game. This is not final quality. Before we get into this is not representative of anything. I just wanted to, show you guys, I guess, how a nicer prototype actually is. Trust me, they get worse than this. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, now, this, we got a box.
Merry Christmas, got a box.
Yay!
Super.
Okay, leave this. This is probably something. Yeah, see? So here's kind of a display. You know what? We'll take everything out and then we'll show you kind of what comes in this box here. We got a whole bunch of cards. A whole bunch of cards.
This looks like a loot box.
Kinda, huh? And trust me, this is very nice for a prototype. Oh, come on. Okay, let's have some save sheets of some kind.
And then the trim.
Let's open this box more. And lift it up. Got it? Yeah, alright. Yeah, sure is.
Which one are you opening
Alright.
first?
So, just set that down over there. And we'll start looking at a few of these things. Again, I don't even know necessarily all that's in here. It looks like these are player safe sheets. So this is kind of where you can just track different things like boons and afflictions and conditions, right? So you can kind of have a one-stop shop for your some permanent skills for your character. And then here it looks like just kind of a spread showing kind of how the finished product will look. It'll be obviously a lot better than what I just got, but this is actually pretty good too, so I'm kind of impressed. Looks like we got a ton of cards. Let me reposition the camera, and then we'll dive into this. Okay, now this is a prelude, and therefore there shouldn't be any terrible spoilers, but, I mean, the more you know, the more is spoiled, just kind of period, right? And it's kind of like watching trailers to movies or something like that, so just kind of as an FYI. Keep that in mind as you watch this. And, I just thought it'd be kind of interesting for you guys to kind of see sometimes how prototypes are. Now, and again, this is a very, very nice prototype. I gotta give them kudos to that. I've gotten some that are super janky, where it's just printed paper and not even like cards. I mean, it can get pretty bad here. So again, as you can tell, it's going to be a lot of cards. So here we have the Memoirs cards, and then we got some of these other things you can get, like the Siren Survivor. They've talked a lot about that. Level 3 single wound right here. I don't know kind of why that's there in the middle, but I'm sure I'll learn all of this. Some conditions, some Kratos cards, some more conditions. Kind of oddly packaged, but you can kind of see a fate worse than death. Keep this card, gain the priority target token, you cannot lose it. Each hit you take deals 1 extra rage. If you die, consult the fate worse than death event. So an event happens, and you don't even know what that is until you die, and you can't lose the target priority. So there's a lot of craziness here going on, and I'll have to kind of play through that. Let's get a few more. Let's look at this one. This one looks kind of cool.
No, stop it.
No, that's fine. Whatever. I'm going to use the one I did. So I'm going to use the one I did. Alright.
What's that guy's name?
Now we got the trauma cards here. Whole bunch of trauma cards. Level 2 trauma cards. It's getting bloodier. And level 3 trauma cards. Definitely not good. Nothing good's happening at that point. Got some obol cards. Those aren't typically good either. And then I think these are your Argonauts you can choose from. So you have Otis Zero, very interesting backstory. They've shared a little bit of that. You have Cersegard, Penelope, and Telebacus, or whatever. I don't know. I'm going to butcher all these names. Yeah, so again, in the demo, and there'll be more here, you have 2 Obel cards. Either you live or you die. 50-50. Good luck. Though you can also get disemboweled, and that's not good either. Alright, let's look at a few more of these.
Rapper B, maybe how... I don't know how strong they are, but she's pretty.
That's who you'd want to be, huh? It's a PH, so I don't know if it's Penelope. I don't know if that's how it was. It's all old Greek stuff. So these are, looks like just kind of either locations or events. Like I know that's the Argus here, and there's some craziness going on here. Maybe these are just art, I don't know. Yeah, so here's, these are like events you can kind of go to. And again, I'll do a whole video. I'll read through all the rule books and stuff like that and kind of give you my thoughts and everything. But you kind of go through these events in order. There's a beginning and an end, an alpha and omega, and then different ones. So you'll find these places on the map and go on these adventures. Kind of cool.
It's Penelope because it has
the PH, yeah. And then here's, again, kind of your different levels you can do. So depending on how high you're getting, you get different bonuses. And obviously there's going to be a lot more eventually over all of this. But, you know, you got this. These are training abilities you can get. There's items. And again, you're giant, you know, 30-foot tall kind of people. So you have a whole chariot as a quiver. You know, or you use pieces of ships and like here's a mast for a spear. All right, this is all that kind of cool stuff. Very interesting idea and concept. Hold like trebuchet is like a crossbow. Looks like a jaw of something. Crazy stuff going on there. All right, let's look at one of the AI decks.
This one kind of looks weird.
The Hecaton? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Made up of a whole bunch of hands, and he wears a cow necklace.
I don't see anything.
You will.
Can I open it?
Alright, no, not yet.
Okay,
I'm probably just going to go through this one. I'm not going to show you all the cards. We don't need to go through every little thing. Just kind of giving you an idea here. So here's, you know, like level 1, level 2, level 3 AI cards, and then their BP deck, which is a separate thing. And then these are different traits, and then VP, and then some peril cards here. So let's take a look at that. So these are the peril cards here. And, you know, just, again, lose different stuff, mutiny, major malfunction, Hecatrap, dog days, cloudy. So these are like travel things, essentially, here. Different things could happen. Then you have these traits here, ruthless, way watcher. So these AI here, it'll again tell you kind of what to do here. So let's do Ram. All right. So you target the first, you kind of go in order here, right? You're going to target the furthest Titan in the front in range. If that doesn't work, you target the furthest Titan in sight in range. And then you just target the closest target Titan in sight. And then you move an attack, and each hit does 1 rage damage. And then after that, you get this trample, and then you also lay down a labyrinth. So that's kind of how that works.
I want to see it.
For the most part, again, I might be a little wrong on that. I've just kind of read through the rulebook once. Anyway, as you see, just a ton of cards. You're going to get like a bajillion cards. This is just the demo here, and there's already so much. Here,
I saw that stupid creepy thing in here.
You can look later.
Okay,
all right, let's do this box first.
I'm going to take a pic of that.
No, you'll find out. All right, so look at this. This is, again, much nicer than I normally get here. This is very nice. There's kind of the front and back. And it's not final quality at all, right? It's just kind of a basic art. See, not a finished product, not intended for sale. Sorry, guys. I don't know. Maybe your best offer. No, I'm kidding. But, no, seriously. But, I shouldn't do that. Never mind. I'm just kidding. All right. So, as you can see, prototype. This is closer to what I'm used to in prototype, except these aren't paper. And I haven't found paper clips yet, which is surprising. I haven't had a prototype without paper clips before. Oh, they had to be printed off, and they've probably been messed with and stuff. All right, so here are kind of the some of the tiles. All right, that you can lay down.
Like a puzzle.
All right, kind of like that. Well, it's a labyrinth, all right? So you can lay these down. You're gonna have to go through them, and you can walk on them.
I want to show you. This looks fun.
Okay, well, put it back in the bag here. Here are the system I told you about with the rage, the fate, and the danger. There's a lot of 3s in here. And so these are all kind of these spin dial things, right? So you can spin them. And you can go as 9 in any of them, but this is kind of how you keep track, right? So you just spin as you need to, and it spins fine down here, which looks like it works great. I've done a lot of spin dials in games. This one's pretty nice. Very cool. Put it back in the bag.
It's like you can fall in.
So you get 1 for each player, so there should be 4 in here. Here's the overhead map, kind of the world map. Again, definitely not final. So here you would kind of, piece this together, and it tells you kind of what, so number 27's over here, 15's over here, and 11's over here. Here's 11. So if you're on here and you want to explore this way, it's going to tell you kind of what you can expect. Some green here for resource. So you do the number 11, you put that down, that's 39, so that works like that. And there is that green resource you're expecting, plus a place you can go, which looks kind of cool. There might be some red resources that way. Yeah, it'll happen.
I'm just slide it back in for here.
It'll happen.
There's a hole.
So that's how that works, and you'll slowly kind of uncover the map, and you might have to research some technology to get to different places and whatnot. You're going to get custom dice.
Oh. Sorry.
Why'd you take that out? Pick it up carefully.
Stop putting it back in.
I'll take the stuff out, okay?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Alright, so here's woohoo! Kind of dice. Again, obviously not final. I don't even know how good of dice these are, so I'll probably roll terrible. But you can see they're all custom, and you get a few different kinds, right? That you're gonna be getting here. I like how chunky these are, though. I love rolling dice, and so these kind of big dice are just fun. Yeah, I think you've dropped enough. Pick it all up?
Yeah, there's only 2 of them in the vent.
Alright.
I know how to get it out, but I don't like to do it.
We'll get it out. Alright, so here is some other stuff. I'm assuming this is like a city of some kind by the looks of it. Perhaps in a forest. Don't even know on this one. Could be whatever. Alright. And then tons and tons of tokens. I mean, the amount of tokens, the amount of stuff you're getting is crazy. I mean, there's so much here. So much, and it's very dirty. Right off the printer. Just, again, a ton of different stuff. You can have kind of your mechanics when you're fighting, or different things can happen here. I don't even know what most of this is. There's a ton. Ton of tokens. How much put those up? You can put them up, right? Alright, so here is, I believe, how you would kind of place things, right? So you have your thing here, and then your active Kratos pool here, and then any modifier tokens go here. It just kind of keeps you a little organized. Here's some trait. And again, these are just kind of, quickly print jobs here. Here's the AI and BP, and then their discard. This would kind of go next to an enemy. And the enemy will have, printed on them. In fact, maybe I can find one. Yeah, here. So here's here's how the enemy looks like, right? So they have their routine, and then their signature. This is just if they default to something, they're going to do this. Otherwise, they have that. They're kind of levels. Right now, they go to 3. In the whole game, I think they go to 9. If they have a front and a back and blind spots and stuff like that. And then, again, you would have their AI and BP somewhere close there. Then for your hero boards, you have this kind of stuff where you have your movement and your kind of basic attack here, and then here's your Kratos table here. All the Dreamwalkers, which are the starting ones, kind of start in with the same one here, and then this is escalating on the cards you draw. You'll match these to the back of the card that you draw as you progress. So you get 4 of those.
there's only 3 there.
You get
I think.
the 2 enemies in this. Let's see, what else are you getting in here? Looks like these are just different locations, I'm assuming, of some kind. So you can go to these different things. It looks like they have a decision. Zone Explorer, Adventure, Resources, so different things you can do. In probably a different area as well. Argo Support, yeah, I don't even know. These are the upgrades you can get within the Argo. So these are different areas you can have. You can research, new stuff. You can research new Titans. You can upgrade Titans. These are kind of building your base, essentially. You can think of it like that. Alright, so there's a lot of that. Set this to the side. And then here, I got a whole bunch of what looks like paper. This is... Alright, come here. All printed out. This is just kind of instructions, right? So I'm going to have a little bit of reading in front of me to do. Essentially, yeah, this is a rule book. Prelude rule book. So I'll have to read through that.
Not a book, but... Okay.
And then lastly in here, it looks like we have the game board. I'm going to be a little gentle here, but you can kind of see the quality of it. These can peel pretty easily, and I want it to look kind of nice, especially for my video. So I'm going to carefully... Are you trying to get your fingers dirty?
See how dirty it is.
Put a lot of this back. And we're going to do the last box here.
The loot crate box.
And considering that's what you saw there, I think you might have an idea of what's coming. Yeah, I don't know where they got this box. I dig it, though. I dig it. And miniatures. Yes, you're going to get miniatures.
Oh, yeah,
and careful poking down and stuff. So here are some of the miniatures. And this is... They've already done several Kickstarters of this. This is their bread and butter. And I must say, these are looking great. I wasn't sure how the quality would be on these for like the board game. But if this is representative of all, this is definitely looking nice. I love the quivers. So you can kind of see the chariot quiver that she has on here. And you can see how tall a person is. So there's a person right there. These are trees. So they are very, very tall. Careful. Looks like this one broke off. I'll have to glue this one. This happens a lot, especially just with these little ones, right? You must have probably held it off like...
I see trees.
Like that. So I'll just glue that back on. It happens.
They're like... Ooh, it's not...
Here you can see the shield is actually half of a boat. Some big old boat is the shield. And again, you can see the trees down here. Here's a horse. Here's some bushes.
There's a horse in this one.
A big old rock. So, very, very cool. And your last character has that kind of mast spear. Looks like going on there. I'll have to paint some of these up for you guys. I think you guys would like to see that.
I think there's another layer.
Here is the Argo. This is a miniature thing. You're going to have some miniatures that are smaller for the map. So, like, you're going to have one of these enemies... I'll put it up on the screen now, but you'll have one of the enemies chasing you on the map, so they'll have like a little version of him as well. So this is kind of your base here, and you can see the post from the print on there. Yeah, so some of these looks like they're going to need to be built a little bit, so I'll have to build that. Here's the bull, or at least part of it. Let's at least give him a head, right? So there's the head, right? Kind of like that. But you can see the Labyrinth Bull, again, very thematic, has all the kind of labyrinth moves everywhere, very dynamic pose. All of them have these custom bases, and at least these, the printed ones that I have here, are quite chunky, which I really appreciate. It doesn't, the skinny bases are sometimes really hard to kind of deal with. And you can even see, it looks like there's stuff growing on him, because he's, I mean, if he's that big, this guy's huge. I think he dropped one of his arms. And then here's the Hecaton.
I did.
Again, here's his necklace of cows, like I told you. Again, custom base, different styles of hands, which are kind of cool. Again, kind of with the labyrinth theme here. Imagine they're kind of similar. So, the tree here you can see.
I found this like way deep in there.
Yeah, I'll have to build them. That's all right. And I think that is it. I don't believe there's anything else. I'm going to lift up on this just to double check.
This one actually broke off.
It's okay. We'll do it. But I believe that is it. Yeah, that's definitely it. So that's what I'm getting here in the prelude. As you saw, let me get this out again. This is what you can expect day one. So a lot of stuff here that you're going to get. See, here's the little guy I was telling you about. So you get like these miniature versions of them. And then you have these like larger versions of them when you're actually fighting them. Lots of stuff. Looks super premium. All right. That's kind of what you get in that. Just wanted to show you that real quick. I imagine a lot of you guys were wondering what comes in the prelude, what this looks like. And I think it's a testament on how professional this is going to be, considering this is their prototype. Like I said, a lot of prototypes that are just paper. You just have tokens to represent your miniatures, or you have these really tiny 3D printed miniatures they could print really quick. So they're a little bit tinier and they have less detail. This is nice. This is really, really good. So really happy to see that they're putting this much effort into just the prelude. All right. That's it. Again, if you want to see more coverage, subscribe below, obviously, and hit that bell icon. I'm going to be covering this game pretty well. So obviously I'm going to have a review out for this prelude here. And then a details video on September 9th is when this comes out. So be on the lookout for a video on September 9th for Aeon Trespass Odyssey by Into the Unknown. It is. It's pretty close. Alright, guys. Take care.